the popcorn, grab the Coke, and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest. Low reviews but high on laughs. Let's give these films a cheer. The cult classics, flops, and nuts. There are topics this year. We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From backhand twos to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.
Welcome to the Ejectables. This is the show where movie enthusiasts Bill and Ian join forces with a weekly rotating guest to celebrate movies that we feel have been unjustly panned by the critics or sadly ignored and forgotten by audiences. This week's guest is a return guest, I believe a third-time return guest, Nick Clement. He is a partner and producer at WolfDen Films, and he's currently in development on Don't Hang Up, which is a biopic of the 90s comedy duo, the Jerky Boys. He resides somewhere deep in the woods of Connecticut with his beautiful wife, amazing child, and purebred cat. Everyone, please welcome back Nick Clement. Thank you, Nick, for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
Of course. Now, today we are doing a special episode in remembrance of Robert Redford. So everyone, please, a moment of silence for Robert Redford. Okay, we did it. So how you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good. Robert Redford is definitely a actor that meant something to me. It's sad. It's like, you know, the older that we're getting now, all these great icons are going to get old and they're going to start to drop. And I mean, you know, look, the Ejectables is like talking about it. You know, it's typically a show that talks about movies that either got bad reviews or, you know, bad reviews and Redford didn't often go hand in hand. But, you know, certainly, you know, as we'll discuss in a few minutes, you know, films that sort of went under the radar, you know, didn't get the love they get, whatever, but just in a remarkable career. I'm blown away by many of the films individually. But the whole package to Robert Redford is just something that it's just, you know, I guess Brad Pitt maybe is the new Robert Redford, and my pick, Spy Game, clearly, you know, they had such a perfect, you know, look together on screen. But really there's just so few people like Redford, and I think the impact he made on movies is huge. And like a real true legend. People always say, oh, that person was a legend, or that person, you know, Robert Redford is real Hollywood royalty. So
what an extraordinary career, and his work with Sundance and just being a filmmaker in general. He's just not only an actor. So I guess we should, oh, shoot.
Do not eject, do not eject, do not eject this. Don't look back.
I guess that brings us to, what is your pick for this week, Nick?
I almost went with, I love to do this because it's like I never to pick one. I almost went with All Is Lost, and I still can't believe that Bill has not seen it. I'm punking him out on this.
I haven't either.
Oh my God. You guys, you're cut. When I go down to Milford, man, I'm gonna have to find you and throw you a beating or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'm in Durham. Did I say Milford, Durham? I always get them mixed up.
All Is Lost. You know, we could do a whole separate show about that movie. Visual storytelling like that just hardly gets made. That movie affected me. Absolute masterpiece. It got the reviews it deserved. He should have won an Oscar, but.
Did he direct that? Who directed that?
No, J.C. Chandor, you know, who did A Most Violent Year, Margin Call, Triple Frontier. Love his films. This is something else. It's a huge film. One of my favorite movies of the last 25 years. Absolutely. Like, no question. I put it way high up there. But in any event, my pick is Spy Game. An otherwise forgettable studio actioner came out in 2001, 2 months after 9/11. Directed by Tony Scott, the late great Tony Scott. I had the amazing experience of working for Tony Scott while he was in post on Spy Game. So I watched a lot of the editing going on at his private office in West Hollywood with Christian Wagner, the editor. And that was a treat. But Spy Game, tons of fun. Another great example of Tony Scott just, making a beautiful looking movie, and got two great movie star performances from Brad Pitt and Robert Redford. And, it's like the classic mentor protege spy material. Redford's training Pitt, and, Pitt goes off the reservation, does some stuff that he shouldn't do, gets kidnapped by the Chinese. And the wonderful thing about the movie is that Redford's character never leaves a boardroom the whole time. He's in the boardroom outsmarting all of these CIA and government spooks and trying to maneuver to get Pitt out of prison. It's an underrated movie. It's got a smart script, intelligent script. It had some things to say about espionage, a tough movie to come out 2 months after 9/11, and it still did all right. I mean, I believe the movie did almost 70 million domestic back when it came out. Probably a little bit less overseas, maybe similar. But a movie that truly was not helped by the release date, but bold in the sense that they didn't delay it a year. They still went out with it. And there's a beautifully rendered bombing that goes down, building in Beirut. They blow up, or what's supposed to be Beirut. But this was just like Robert Redford, just like looking. Not that it was like tough for him in other movies not to look cool, but this was like Tony Scott shooting the hell out of Robert Redford. And I'll bring up one funny story that I remember from the time. I remember hearing this when I was working for Tony Scott. The scene, one of my favorite scenes in any Tony Scott movie, is the scene where the two of them are on top of the building. And they're talking about, it's like in the midpoint of the movie, and they're on top of the building, and the coverage includes helicopter shots that are swirling around them. And at the time when they were shooting that, Redford was really pissed and didn't understand why they were going to have that kind of coverage happening. Didn't like how close the helicopters were to him. Just didn't like any of it, and was like totally against it. And then saw the finished film and went up to Tony Scott and was like, I was like totally wrong. Like, should never have given you shit that day.
That's cool.
It was a really fun little story I heard. But that movie is so makes Pitt and Redford look so effortlessly cool, and Pitt can't help but look like a young Robert Redford in so many shots, because when you pair them together at that time in 2001 when they came out, they were both at like the height, like he was at the height of his like elder golden boy looks, and Pitt is at the height of his like mid-career golden boy looks. It was like perfect casting. And again, just one of those movies that's on TNT and TBS like every weekend probably, and people have watched it a million times. And just a film that when it came out, kind of got like it's a good movie. It's a fun movie, Mike, I've watched it probably 10,000 times. So it's always been a movie that I can put on at any point and just find it super entertaining. So that's my pick.
I saw this at the theater when it came out back in 2001, and I remember it being entertaining, yet it did not stick with me at all. So I appreciate that you brought it back and I got to revisit it again. It certainly does look great. The performances are really good. It reminds me of how great Tony Scott was at what he did. So it's sad.
The casting, right? It's always the casting. Like every movie has such a deep cast. Always had a great supporting cast.
Yeah, and he knew how to shoot a movie.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Bill?
I remember seeing it and being like freaked out, like, oh, a bomb could be inside a movie theater. That's how crazy the world was. Totally got destroyed when it came out because of what happened on 9/11. It's crazy to see the Chinese be the bad people in a movie. That's major balls. The Chinese government, not Chinese people, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Nick, what do you think is better, Enemy of the State or this?
Yeah, so I would go with Enemy of the State.
Me too.
I go Enemy of the State because basically Enemy of the State wrote the Patriot Act 2 years before the Patriot Act. I mean, Enemy of the State, if you go back and watch Enemy of the State now, that movie came out in 99, I believe, the fall of 99.
Yeah.
So we were 2 years pre 9/11, and so much shit in Enemy of the State that you saw in that film. And we're like, there's no way the government can track us with a satellite like that. Yeah, right. Everything in Enemy of the State came true. Like all of it. And to say nothing of the Telecommunications Act that John Voight is trying to push on his character is trying to push on the American populace. It's the Patriot Act. It's the same goddamn thing. So I go Enemy, but Spy Game, I take nothing away from Spy Game. Both super fun. But I probably go Enemy of the State.
And if this was made now, this would be probably a 10-episode series,
True.
Takes away.
Yeah.
As a movie, it's like perfect.
Yep.
But, I think that it's a shame that like now this type of stuff would get made. It would be a 10-episode
totally
on Netflix. Yeah.
It makes you think about unfortunately Tony Scott passed away way too early and was still firing on all cylinders with making Programmers, but he never made a superhero movie. He never made the closest that he got to a franchise movie was when he made a sequel to Beverly Hills Cop in the 80s when the shit wasn't thought of the way it was thought of now. They don't make movies like Spy Game and Enemy of the State and Crimson. Like his last movie was one of the last Programmers of its type, Unstoppable, with Denzel Washington and Chris Pine, which is fantastic. Terrific action film. But another movie that just would have such a hard time getting made now because they don't make those kind of movies at the studio level. They're getting made on Netflix, but they don't look like real movies. They look like Netflix movies where everything's shot on like a blue, everything.
It's all CGI. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not the same. Like Tony Scott's filmmaking was, his sensibilities were coming to a close when he passed away. Like 2008 is when Marvel started to take over. Unstoppable comes out, I believe, in 2010. I think that was when it came out. So you can sort of see that style fading away. When you go back now, that was sort of the end of it. Michael Bay, Michael Bay's movie Ambulance that came out a couple years ago. That's the closest thing that we've gotten. One of the closest things we've gotten to a Tony Scott movie. High concept action film. Released through a studio with big stars in it. They just don't make them anymore, which is a shame. Young guys don't apparently want to go see that. I guess the young guys don't want to go see that stuff anymore. Like the audience has shifted, the dynamics have shifted with how people consume content. I don't know.
It's because they're watching them on their phones. Could you imagine a Tony Scott film on your phone? That's just tragic. No, he was a brand name. Tony Scott was, I know we're here to talk about Redford, but Tony Scott was a brand name. When I heard he had a movie coming out, I'm like, oh, I want to see this Tony Scott movie.
Yeah. You always saw his name it was you always saw the name, a film by Tony Scott, that meant something, like a film by Ridley Scott. You throw these people's names on stuff now, it doesn't mean what it used to mean. And this was one of the few times I guess, if we really went through Robert Redford's career, I bet you there's a bunch, but this was one of the few times where he was just kind of pay me some big money. I'm going to be a movie star. I'm not going to make a, highfalutin serious pedigree thing. I just want to go eat popcorn and make a popcorn movie, he did it a couple times with Marvel at the end, but very few true popcorn films on his resume. So
Yeah, it's a good film. It's a fun recommendation and a good way to remember Robert Redford. Oh, man.
Don't look right! Keep your eyes set! Do not eject! Do not eject! Do not eject this!
What does that even mean?
Well, I just wanted... I don't know the opera singer. It's just a subtle segue into my pick, which is, I believe, Robert Redford's last lead role in a film. And this is from 2018, directed by David Lowery, and it is called The Old Man and the Gun. And this is it's a bank robbery caper film. I don't know if that came out as English because I'm very sleepy, but it's a bank robbery caper film. And it's got a very laid back vibe, very laid back, kind of throwback to 70s movies. It's a character study, but if you're going in for an action movie, this is not the film. It's just a lovely last film, I think. What do you think of it, Nick?
I was a fan. I was a fan of the sensibility, the style. It's not some sort of hard charge. It's not meant to be some sort of like hard charging action thing where he's a, total badass. And like, I think part of the charm for the movie was just, like you said, how laid back it was. And sort of just settling in on this small town vibe, with a guy that you kind of but he's doing bad. Like I love movies where you like the guy, but he's doing bad things, but there's a reason for it, and it might not be the best reason, but you kind of understand. I'm a fan of that moral complexity.
Yeah.
David Lowery is all of his movies are patient. Wasn't Redford in his Pete's
Dragon?
Yeah.
Yes.
All of Lowery's so interesting. Like he goes back and forth between these like small indies. And
A
then
Ghost Story is like one of my very favorite films.
Crazy film, loved it. Wild swings, big swings. The Green Knight was just a visual feast, He's a unique filmmaker who's sort of like marching to the beat of his own drum. And here he deconstructs what we all sort of know about the bank robber movie and puts a completely different spin on it. And I dug it. I thought it was cool. And Redford, I thought was just wonderful. It was a movie. It was a role that fit him perfectly. I mean, maybe there's other guys out there that could do that role, but like he was pretty much born for that role.
Totally agree. Should we do a trailer? I totally forgot to do your trailer, but let's do mine.
Hey, excuse me. Need some help?
No, I'm good.
Let me take a look.
You know anything about cars?
No, not really.
So, what did you say you do?
Well, that's a secret.
And why is that?
Well, because if I told you, you probably wouldn't want to see me again.
Who said I was going to see you again?
Would you? Well, let's take this place. Say it was a bank, and instead of that counter up there, that was really a teller's window, and you just walk in, real calm. So you walk right up, look her in the eye, and you say, "Ma'am, this is a robbery." And you show her the gun, like this. And you say, "I wouldn't want you to get hurt, because I like you. I like you a lot. So don't go breaking my heart now, okay?"
You're not serious.
Excuse me. I'd like to open up an account.
Well, great. What type of account do you have in mind?
This kind. This kind.
You said he was armed.
He had a gun.
You saw him.
Well, he was also sort of a gentleman.
He was very polite.
He seemed like a nice enough fella.
Look at that. Is he smiling?
5 states.
93 robberies in 2 years.
You think you can catch him?
Yeah, I won't lie. I'd love to slap the cuffs on him myself. So I hope I get the chance.
Try another city, baby, another town.
He spent his whole life locked up, except for the times that he broke out.
Somebody should have told him to quit while he was ahead.
Well, you find something you love.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
You're never exactly where you're supposed to be, are you? Now, whenever I close the door, I think, is this the last time I'll ever have a chance to do whatever that thing was?
You know what I do when the door closes? I jump out the window.
The road is mine, the road I chose. Ashes in the fire, embers in the breeze. Time slips away like a thief with keys. The years don't wait, they don't apologize, but I'll trade their lies for open skies. I walk the road.
I guess initially Lowry set out to make a film based on the facts of the story, the crime elements, and Redford said, you know, this is not a movie I see myself starring in. And so they decided to write the script in from the perspective of this robber in the way he would want to have told the story himself. And that's why I think it's such a, you know, you think of him in such a bright light, and it's a sort of a light, positive movie.
Casey Affleck's also really good in it too. It's a good flick.
He's great. Yeah, it's really good. What'd you think, Bill?
I know someone went to a screening and they had to cut back because the true story is even crazier than the movie. Like no one would believe it. So I'm not going to give a spoiler, but there's some pretty remarkable things that you discover in this movie, and they had to cut back on it because he said the true story is even crazier than what they portrayed. So
you guys could make another version of this film. Get cracking.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
He was the best. You know, he was effortless. You know.
I think this is a perfect last starring role for him. But this brings me to...
Mom! Dad! It's evil! Don't touch it!
Do not eject! Do not eject! Do not eject this!
So, Bill, what movie did you pick of Mr. Redford's?
So, I was going to pick The Candidate, which is Michael Ritchie's movie, and then I was going to pick a great one called the Malago Beanfield War, but I decided last minute to pick a movie called The Hot Rock from 1972, and I have a trailer. Why don't I play the trailer first before we start talking about it?
I won't pay a penny more than $25,000 a man.
Good and it's bad. There's a guaranteed return, and that's good. But the guarantor's a Musa, and a Musa's a rookie, and that's bad.
Legendary.
I picked this up at Brooklyn.
You sure you guys got the right place? I can't hold it. I can't hold it.
Sir, bombs. The bombs in the street, sir. It's a revolution.
Wait, how's this? You kill me, bang, bang, bang. And then you take the diamond from my wife when she inherits it.
I'm sure you've driven one of these things before, right?
I don't want to know the answer, neither does he.
Squad! It's the wrong route!
I just love this.
I know that.
Fun
What
fact.
a fun trailer.
Well, it's the first time a trailer's actually been longer than the movie, which is kind of a fun fact about the movie, I think.
What a fun trailer. So it's Peter Yates directed it, based on a book by Donald Westlake, and William Goldman wrote it. It's a fun take on it's not your typical heist caper movie. Mm-hmm. It was really inventive for its time. It's early 1970s, so a lot of the action sequences are tough to film. Everyone's so good in it. Nick, what do you think?
I've seen it a couple of times. I went on a Peter Yates binge a couple years ago. Watched as many of his movies as I could. Super underrated filmmaker. A lot of great movies. The Hot Rock is awesome. I'm like half surprised that it hasn't been remade, unless it has been and I didn't realize. I just it's super entertaining, and when we were a minute ago, I was peeking at some of the films that are on, especially the ones in the 70s that were on Redford's list, and it's like one great film after another. It really is. And like they're all so, like, some of them are so impossible to think about getting made right now. That's
Jeremiah
one. The Hot Rock.
Johnson.
What'd you say?
Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was a movie I grew up with as a kid. That was a movie my dad showed me when I was younger, and I love that film. I mean, like something like The Electric Horseman. I mean,
oh yeah,
that movie is awesome, and no one would make a movie like that now. Pure star power driving that film in a way that you don't have star power driving movies anymore. Mm-hmm. But Hot Rock, and I just want to see real quick
I've never heard of this movie before. I worked in video stores. I don't even recall seeing this on the shelf. And it's fun. It's charming. Like you said, the star power of this film, the chemistry between the characters. I really enjoyed it. It is as light as can be. And I think it actually goes very well hand in hand with The Old Man and the Gun, because they're both kind of light robbery movies. But I enjoyed it. Very of its time, but it's a fun time.
Quincy Jones did the score. It was awesome. But
yeah, that kind of helps plant it in its time as well.
But it's soundtrack. It's like kind of like a postmodern caper. Like, it's really smart. It's not your typical heist movie. I'm not going to reveal too much about it, but it's really cool what they did. Yeah.
That was like one of the things that I think a lot of Redford movies, a lot of them took conceits we've seen, but looked at them in a different way. In a slightly different, maybe if not like analytical is the right word, but like, or subversive or something like that. But some of these movies just slightly skewed the viewpoint, and I think that's why perhaps they're memorable the way that they are. This is crazy. He had a run of Jeremiah Johnson, The Candidate, The Hot Rock, The Sting, The Way We Were.
Wow.
The Great Gatsby. Fine. Whatever. Some people like it. Some people don't. 3 Days of the Condor.
A perfect movie.
And then another one we could have thrown in here, The Great Waldo Pepper by George Roy Hill. The airplane stunt movie. Wild film. Like, again, another movie that no one's making these days. All the President's Men. A Bridge Too Far, and The Electric Horseman. That was the 70s for that guy.
Not bad.
The only clunkers are Legal Eagles and Havana. That's the only clunkers. And an awesome, amazing career.
Yeah, there's so few. Oh, wow, yeah. I forgot about Legal Eagles, right? Ivan Reitman.
Yeah. No one understands what happened there.
Written by the guys who wrote Top Gun.
Well, they would say there was really no script.
Interesting. Elmer Bernstein. Wow, yet it made a lot of money.
It was on HBO all the time. I remember that movie only for that reason. But
man, I don't remember one thing about this film. I'm not even sure I ever saw this movie.
I haven't seen most of those movies you mentioned. I'm sort of embarrassed.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, a lot of those 70s ones I didn't see.
You see The Sting, right?
Yeah, I saw The Sting.
All right, good.
Yeah. Woo! All right.
3 Days of the Condor.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw All the President's Men.
No, All the President's Men. I've seen that. I don't know how many times. I mean, that's one of my dad's favorites. Oh, God, I could watch that movie every day.
I saw The Horse Whisperer.
That's a good movie.
Gorgeous film. Robert Richardson. Robert Richardson.
Even Unfinished Life was great.
A River Runs Through It was beautiful. That was so good.
God.
Fully bristly. Yeah.
Man, that movie, watch that movie 700 times on HBO. A River Runs
Through It. Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, like chapter and verse, I could probably recite that movie if it was on. Beautiful, beautiful film. And like
also,
what?
Quiz Show. That's a desert island movie. It's a perfect movie.
Yep.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. What a career.
It's crazy, it's crazy. And if you guys have, I was going to say, if you have it to queue up, because it's an amazing freaking trailer. If you have the trailer for Spy Game,
I think we have to play it. I do have it. I'm sorry we forgot it earlier.
Close the episode on a little excitement because that's still one of my favorite trailers ever.
All right, we're gonna
and a little blast of Tony Scott power right there.
Well, let's do it, and then we'll come back and say goodbye. But here is the Spy Game.
Where'd you learn to shoot?
Boy Scout, sir.
Are you kidding me?
No, sir.
You're working for me, mostly undercover.
Undercover? Give me another.
Guy on the bench.
Loitering, up to no good, definite threat.
Guy in the gray sweater.
Gray sweater. Gray sweater?
Gray sweater. Don't forget what's right in front of you.
Ugh. I thought spies drank martinis.
Scotch, never less than 12 years old. This better be the best damn breakfast I ever had.
It's delicious, you love it.
Get out of the way! I give you an order, you take it. It doesn't get any easier. Don't ever question me again.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
You go off the reservation, I will not come after you.
What else do I need to know?
Put away some money so you can die someplace warm.
That is a great trailer. Yeah.
It's such a great trailer. Like the last 30 seconds especially are just, they're so slick.
And the star power of that guy.
Yeah.
So good. I'm just we can find these movies. They're actually somewhat hard to find for the Rock one. You can rent it if you can find it on DVD somewhere. Spy Game, you can rent in iTunes and Prime, and same for The Old Man and The Gun. But do seek out Hot Rock. It is definitely worth a watch. Nick, thank you again for your time. If you were to choose one that's not your own, do we do that this week, or do we just say it's Robert Redford?
It's Robert Redford. We don't.
It's Robert Redford. Great. They're all great.
You know what? We all get a headshot in honor of Robert Redford.
It should be Robert Redford's headshot. I think let's just put this up. Everyone, go seek out Robert Redford's other movies. Nick, thank you so much for your time. Great to see you again. And everyone, share, tell your friends, and do return, please. Goodbye, everyone. Hang on, Nick, for 1 sec.
Yeah.
We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From backhand twos to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.